Hey, good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. Thank you for tuning in to our Crossroads Daily live broadcast here from Crossroads Community Church Studios. Again, we're going to be back in Luke 24 talking about the resurrection of Jesus. We talked about, and the crucifixion, we talked about communion, foot washing, remembering childhood memories, church memories, and then today I'm going to talk about the crucifixion and the resurrection. Now, Jesus, as you know, we're celebrating Holy Week this week and what we call Good Friday. There's some controversy with that. A lot of people think he was actually killed on Thursday, but our time don't line up with the old Hebrew culture time. It's to me, it's a moot point. He died. If we miss it 12 hours, whatever, as long as you believe that he died and that he rose again. I mean, a lot of people get, they strain gnats and swallow camels on a lot of this stuff. So anyhow, Jesus was crucified. Then he was buried. They placed a guard over him. Joseph was a member of the Jewish High Council and agreed with to put him in his tomb, whatever. His body was taken away. The women from Galilee followed, saw the tomb where his body was placed. This is Luke 23:56. They went home, prepared spices and ointments to anoint his body. But by the time they were finished, the Sabbath had begun. So they rested as required by law. They were still under the law, so that's why they didn't immediately go do it. Then, very early on Sunday morning, the women went to the tomb, taking the spices they had prepared. They found that the stone had been rolled away from the entrance, so they went in, but they didn't find the body of the Lord Jesus. As they stood there puzzled, two men suddenly appeared to them clothed in dazzling robes. The women were terrified. They bowed with their faces to the ground. Then the men asked, "Why are you looking among the dead for someone who is alive? He isn't here. He's risen from the dead. Remember what he told you back in Galilee, that the Son of Man must be betrayed into the hands of sinful men, be crucified, that he would rise again on the third day." Then they remember that he had said this, so they rushed back from the tomb to tell his 11 disciples, because Judas Iscariot was no longer with them. So now we're down to the 11. Apostle Paul hadn't come on board yet. They rushed back to tell his disciples and everyone else what had happened. And it lists, it was Mary Magdalene, Joanna, Mary the mother of James, and several other women who told the apostles what had happened. But the story sounded like nonsense to the men, so they still didn't believe it. They even though they say he ain't there. However, Peter jumped up and ran to the tomb where they looked. Stooping, he peered in and saw the empty linen wrappings. Then he went home again, wondering what had happened. So they still didn't understand the resurrection. And a lot of people still don't today. They look, it's impossible. Well, what's impossible with man is possible for God. Jesus tells us that. So today, again, I've got Kelly with me today, and we've been talking about different things. So, Kelly, when you listen to what I just read in the resurrection, not a story but a fact, what comes to your mind when as I read that and you listen to that and thinking about that, about Jesus being alive?
I'm just thinking about Mary, the Marys running to the tomb, and the tomb, being opened and the stone rolled away, and their confusion had to be because they weren't thinking about what he had told them, and they had to be so confused. And then to peer in there and to see that he was gone, and just to see his grave clothes, that would be one of the most astonishing things ever, because they witnessed history being made. And I just think about what an awe they had to be in. Then when the angel spoke to him, said, "Why are you looking for someone who's no longer dead?" And then to, being called back to memory, he did tell us he's going to be raised again. That would be the most exciting thing. I think I would be jumping for joy and running and telling anybody and everybody I could see, in which we should be doing that today. I know that we should still be doing that today, but, just the awe that they got to witness all of that is just amazing to me.
And they got to be part of that. I don't think that's my alarm going off, but just to be part of that, you have to understand is they fully expected to. That's why they brought the spices, that he was dead. They're gloom and doom, and then because the stone was rolled away and the grave clothes laying there, man, that's excitement that to us today, that we may be in a tomb, we may be dead, so to speak, spiritually dead. The Romans tells us we were dead. John talks about, all the apostles talk about, we were dead in our trespasses and sins, but we're the righteousness of God through Jesus Christ. And Brother Johnny Rowlatt was here just a couple weeks ago, and one of the messages he preached was about, are we a stone roller or a stone thrower?
Right.
And so many people, we like to throw stones at people and judge and all all of that, but are we willing to help them roll away the stones so they can come out of their tomb in Jesus' name?
Right.
And to me, this resurrection, it means that it brings life. And it brings us life and life more abundantly, more than anything and everything out there. Stella, if you see the camera moving, Stella's in here with us. And I don't know
Sorry, guys.
I don't know what she's doing under there.
A little bit of technical difficulty with Stella here today.
That's what you get when you go live with a dog in the studio with you. But Stella's kind of our church dog, so she's out here every day with Kelly. But anyhow, the resurrection brings us life, and it gives us life. And even though this physical body of ours is going to die or be changed when he comes back again, and that's what I want you to get hung up. We need the cross. Paul said, I preach Christ and him crucified. We got to have the blood to cleanse us. And then the resurrection, what made it real and right was the resurrection, that he came back to life. Mm-hmm. But also want you to know that as we go through life, we're not going through it alone.
No,
and we may feel we're in a tomb. You know, I know, Kelly, you've been in dark places before.
Yes.
I've been in dark places. And probably if I live very long and live to be an old man, I'm probably going to hit some dark places before. But, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And that's what I hope that Mary, when they finally realized he's alive, and the presence of Jesus brought comfort. I know last night I taught the little kids. I had the little booth on communion, what that meant, and the Lord's body and the blood of the new covenant. We done foot washing. We talked about foot washing yesterday in John 13. I talked to them about that. Just had a little basin and a little towel out there. And we had some crosses. Billy put us some crosses together. We tied them. Me and him and Kelly tied them up to the fence yesterday, and we talked about the cross and the thieves with him. Then we turned our storage container into a tomb and went down there, and we had the two Marys there talking back and forth, and then Billy was Jesus, and they come out, and it was really good. The kids really, I think, overall really enjoyed that, and they could see it and talk and pay attention better than just me sitting down talking to them. So thank you for everybody.
Oh, man, yes. Thank
Kelly
you so
worked
much.
hard and got all the stuff. Karen Wilson worked hard. Other people, Brent Sisson, one of our deacons, was out in the arena, helping. Karen's mom and sister was out there in the arena with the horses. Nicole was out there with her horse. All the people, I'm trying to remember quickly here, and I know there's a lot of people that helped. Jackie Kennedy come and led one of the groups. Travis Watkins, one of the deacons, led a group.
And then Kaylee and Amber for bringing the zoo.
Yes.
If you need a petting zoo to you, they were great. It was a hot spot all night. The kids enjoyed it. The donkey made his appearance known. He was so sweet.
Yeah.
But it really was one of the highlights of having that.
Yes,
and I'm just so appreciative for Amber and Kaylee willing
yes,
to bring that out to us. And like Mike said, we just had so many people. It was like little ants out here running around helping. We had a ton of kids last night, and a
lot of parents came.
Yeah, we bagged up. Karen bagged up the Easter eggs, and she bagged up approximately in each bag 200 Easter eggs, and we had 13 bags.
Yes,
so we had a ton of eggs. All of you guys that donated eggs and candy, we can't thank you enough for that, because those kids, they enjoyed that so much. The Easter egg hunt was the fastest part of the whole night. It took them like 2 seconds, it seemed like,
fill their bag up.
to fill the bag up, but it was great. And just seeing those kids just come out and learn, and I got to watch just a little bit of one group going through the resurrection story part, and those kids were intent and listening, and they were it was really, really cool to see it all come together. It was a little chaotic. We had some hiccups, but man, it was just a great night of just enjoying the kids, and the kids enjoying all the things that we had for them to do. And some of the kids came up and said, "Ma'am, I don't want to ride a horse." And I said, "You don't have to ride the horses. You don't have to do that. You can go to the petting zoo." And they were like, "Oh, yeah."
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for the petting zoo. That was a big hit and a great job. The rabbits were friendly, the goats, the donkey, the whole deal. It went well. And again, the horseback riding, the games. Again, Karen did a great job with that. Our youth, Zach and Lauren was here with their youth. Some of our youth kids helped.
Yes,
thank you to them. And I know I forgot some folks, but thank you for those guys that come and help. Thank you. Kaylee was one of the Marys as well. Yeah. And putting that together. Billy and Chris for the rock. Chris did a paper mache stone that we could roll away. Christina Bagley was one of the angel, not one. We only had one. Did a great job with that. Billy was Jesus. Kaylee Mary. Victoria was a Mary. Who else? What else we have? Karen with the games and all that. So thank you again. I know Travis was a group leader. Jackie was a group leader.
Annabeth Varnell.
Yeah,
she
Annabeth.
led a group.
Yeah, that's right. Annabeth was one.
And then Lydia Parnell.
Lydia Parnell. That's why I got Kelly in here with me.
She led the littles along
yes.
with the parents. I was so thankful for the parents that came and helped with the littles.
Had a lot of parents here.
We don't do littles very well, or we don't do them very often. So we had them from age 2 all the way up to age 15, I think, out there hunting Easter eggs. So it was such a joy, such a joy to see that.
Up. So parents, would love to have your kids again.
Yes.
We'll, like I said, this is the first one we've done like this in a while. Next year, we're probably going to do it on a Saturday maybe or something where we got more time. We was rushed being Wednesday. Our buses had to run, so it did get a little bit nobody's fault. It was just tight wind and the number of people we had. We had a lot of people, fed them a lot of hamburgers, hot dogs, chili. Thank you to our cooks for that, Bob and Gina Biswell, and others that helped.
Calvin O'Neill and Jared Bateman stood out there for a long time cooking hamburgers and hot dogs.
James Baker for filling our propane tanks for us. Thank you to James and Mary. We appreciate them. And there's a lot of other people. There's a lot of people here. And again, I've left some. I didn't do it on purpose. So thank you. Next year, Lord willing, we'll make it bigger and better. Going. So thank you, parents, for your kids. Again, next Wednesday night, we won't have nothing like that, but we do have children's service every Wednesday night at 6 and our youth at 7, and we'll be back, Lord willing, with them on that. So remember, look at this in Luke 24. Remember what Jesus said.
Yes.
Remember what he was going to do. Remember that he was here, and he came because God sent him. His Father sent him because he loved the world, and that's right. He is alive. So God bless you. Hope that you have a great Resurrection Sunday. We are going to have a 7 o'clock service, sunrise service. In the building, if it's cold, whatever, we're going to be in the building.
I won't see you at the 7 o'clock service.
Yeah. Kelly said, y'all won't be there at the 7, but anyhow, then we'll be there at 9 and 11. Stella is mauling me, so if I scream, she has my whole hand in her mouth under the table. So if we don't see you at 7, come at 9 or 11. We'd love to have you then, and then we'll celebrate Resurrection Sunday with you guys. So we've got extra chairs already to set up and put up, so we'll be fine. So come on. So God bless you. Again, thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate them so greatly for all of our sponsors with them. And then also, if you'd like to be a sponsor of this daily program or help us on Sunday mornings or whatever on our Facebook Lives and all of that, get with us. We can sure use your help, and that's still going on. So God bless you. Thank you. Have a happy Easter, but more importantly, a great Resurrection Sunday upcoming. We love you, and if we can help you, let us know. So God bless you. Again, thank you.